talk about Britney Spears. So speaking of people out here who, they won't just leave alone. Um, it looked like they was out here trying to make shit up, especially them over there at the Daily Mail. We'll get into their ass in a second. That tired ass tabloid. But apparently, Britney was at a restaurant recently, and you had people up in there, including Jeff Snyder, who is someone who is like Daniel RPK in a lot of ways, where he'll get a scoop of what's going on in the industry when it comes to movie news or whatever the case is. He has his own little Substack. I think he was working at a legitimate thing, but then they kind of tossed his ass aside. And so he was up in here tweeting a whole bunch of stuff. I thought about bringing up his tweets, but I was like, I didn't feel like bringing it up. But yeah, he was a series of tweets that was saying like, I guess he was there or whatever the case was, and he was talking about, yeah, I'm gonna do a whole Substack on it to reveal what had happened. Sir, I'm not going and paying to get behind a paywall to find out the tea. It's the same thing I feel about the Daily Mail. If y'all not going to sit up in here and really let us know what the tea is, because a bunch of bullshit and a bunch of nothing, it's a goddamn nothing burger. I'm not spending money on trying to read your little, get behind your paywall to hear what you got to say. I'll look at other bloggers who willing to be stupid enough to put that money up, hear what they got to say, and I'll just regurgitate in my own way what they said word for word. Now that was me doing Oda Mae Brown. That was my Oda Mae Brown like Molly. You went, and I got to say it in my own way because he want me to say it for you word for word. Molly, you in danger, girl. Like I was that. That was my Molly, you in danger, girl moment. But anyway, let's get serious because I'm like wilding out on this Friday. But anyway, let me stop acting a fool. So yeah, but then there was this other thing where I do have footage of Britney where she went to the liquor store and they was out here saying, "Oh, she out here buying liquor and all this other stuff. She just came out of rehab and she's starting her other mess." So Britney Spears' rep has addressed reports that the singer was erratic and walking around with a knife during a night out at a dinner recently, claiming the purported events were being completely blown out of proportion. Brittany was enjoying a quiet dinner with her assistant and bodyguard, the spokesperson said in a statement provided by Rolling Stone on Thursday. She was simply telling the story about how her dog was barking at the neighbors. No, at no point did she put anyone in danger with a knife. Because they said she was walking around the restaurant with a knife. At one point, she went by the exit and lit up a cigarette. They also said that she was at the table barking and she ordered burger and fries. She started nibbling at the fries, whatever. So she really didn't eat. I think they said that she was out with her bodyguard and I think her manager or something or another. I can't remember exactly who. Oh, they said assistant and bodyguard. I'm like, duh. They literally just said the thing. So she was there with her assistant and her bodyguard, and they were trying to say, oh, she was barking and all this other stuff. But you also know, like, if Britney's gonna go out in public, any little thing you're doing, even if I'm just sitting there kikiing with my friends, with so and so, she was over there barking, and she was doing. So was she barking like the girl up in fucking Coming to America? Bark like a dog. Was she doing all that shit in the damn movie? I mean, in the restaurant. And if she was, she's sitting there having a good old time with her people. And y'all wonder why she don't never leave the damn house. Because any little thing she do, y'all gonna say, oh, she wilding, she on something, she bugging out, and put her back in the conservator shit, put her in the mental institution 5150. Like, you're always trying to do that with this girl. She's out just having a good old time. She ain't harming nobody. And look, was anybody, and now I'm starting to sound like these damn Britney fans. Did she stab somebody with the knife? If you wasn't stabbed with it, then why you mad though? Why you mad though? In the words of my girl Morgan McMichaels. So the denial comes on the heels of entertainment journalist Jeff Snyder. Oh yeah, this is the tea that I'm gonna tell y'all. On not that I was calling him Jeffrey Snyder though. Jeff Snyder appearing on sharing on Twitter on Wednesday evening that he had done, and funny enough, I'm gonna have to watch his The Hot Mic because he did drop a Hot Mic episode tonight with John Roca. And because I'm doing the show now, I don't know if they addressed it over there on their show. So I'm gonna check in and I'm gonna let y'all know if when another Britney story surfaces, and I'll bring y'all back the tea when the next time we do a show. So yeah, he shared on his Twitter on Wednesday evening that he had dinner next to Spears, remarking that it was a wild experience. After Spears left the Sherman Oaks restaurant with her group in tow, um, Snyder said everyone at the restaurant turned and started talking about it. An insane dining experience. One diner feared for her life. This is not a joke. Now, by Thursday morning, TMZ claimed it had the full details, of course, because probably Jeff went and wasted no time because Bill's got to get paid out in L.A. So yeah, he can do the whole paywall insider thing where y'all can get the true tea beyond little tweets here and there, and people and him answering questions back and forth of the Britney fans going in and letting have on his ass on Twitter, which they did do. He probably went and called up TMZ, and TMZ be paying for their stories. So get a little get a little check. Bills is paid for the next couple of months. So by Thursday morning, yeah, TMZ claimed it had a full detail of what occurred, reporting that over a simple meal of hamburger and fries, Spears raised her voice, screamed, and barked. At one point, Spears allegedly walked around the restaurant while holding a knife and tried to light up a cigarette near the front door. They even had a picture of a crumpled up receipt that I saw on the website as well. I think it was what was it? I think it was page 6 that did the story. And also if you go on my website, chrisavalon.com, it's there as well. All the photos, all that stuff. So now Spears reps denied any suggestion that she was acting dangerously. This constant attack on everything that she does, and this is exactly what happened 20 years ago when the media tried to depict Britney as a bad person. They added, "This is ridiculous and it needs to stop now." Now, last month, Spears pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge of wet reckless after she was arrested in March on a suspected DUI charge. And, she ended up getting 12-month probation, regular meetings with a psychologist and a psychiatrist, as well as completing a 3-month DUI class. So I hope this is not a way that y'all run around here trying to get this girl back into a conservatorship, whatever the case is. I actually also hope that she's not out here doing anything that could be seen as remotely dangerous that could hurt other, and be a danger to herself and others. But then there was this other thing that came out where the Daily Mail reported basically a nothing burger of a story where she was spotted shopping at a liquor store with a friend before allegedly causing a stir at a Los Angeles restaurant Wednesday night. So apparently Daily Mail ended up getting surveillance footage of Britney at this liquor store where she was shopping with someone, and they said that this was before this situation happened because I think the well, they said Wednesday night, so she probably went to the liquor store before, then went out afterwards, or it could have happened after the fact. So who knows when this whole time frame of, because they keep saying that it was before she allegedly caused a scene. So who knows? Maybe they stopped at a liquor store. The bodyguard went and got him something to drink. And maybe she had a little sippy sip before they walked him in the situation. Who knows? But if they don't have it on her receipt that she was drinking alcohol, they just said she had a burger and fries. But I do have the footage. So hold on. Let's go over to the gram, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk. Wait, I gotta also make sure I mute this. So yeah, there she is twirling like she probably thought she was in a house. She was twirling at one point, went into the thing. She didn't get anything. He goes to the counter. She's walking around the liquor aisle, probably trying to debate whether or not she should get a bottle or no. But and she's looking at her pocketbook. I think she did pick up some gum. That weave looks a mess though. And then she's there with the assistant. But I also don't understand why they selling security video. To me, it don't seem like that. They said that she bought twisted tea and some candy gummies. Well, the candy gummies was for her. He's the one that pulled out the twisted tea, and he's the one that paid for the twisted tea. And I guess they were trying to show the twisted tea was in between and while he's driving. So look, at least she's not driving. I don't know if she's been told that she can't drink or whatever. But to me, it's just like, okay, so y'all selling footage. Oh yeah, this is the whole thing where Jeff Snyder said, they said, meanwhile, a friend lost his mother, and I saw one guy on Facebook leave a comment under the announcement telling him he's a piece of shit for not responding to his job query. Wild behavior out there these days. Today, I've had Britney fans find my Instagram and tell me they're glad my family dog died because I dare discuss a wild interaction with their queen as if they wouldn't do the same thing. I didn't expect to start a war here, just relayed my very credible version of events. And Jeff Snyder is somebody that's literally his career. What he does is he gets scoops, but it's not more or less on the tabloidy type side of it. It's he get scoops on what's going on in Hollywood. So if he gets some casting news, like I think he was the one that actually broke that Scarlett Johansson, who she was playing Gilda Dent. He broke that story. And so he comes out and gets a lot of inside tea on what he's heard about certain people and who's being cast as what. So that's more or less his bread and butter. It just so happened he was in the same restaurant with Britney and she carrying. I will say on one hand, you are allowed to tell your side of the story. So if I was there and I bared witness to some mess that was going on with Britney, you don't think I'm gonna run up on here and tell y'all? And I wish her damn fans would try to come for me. I cuss y'all asses out in a second. Y'all seem to forget. I'm a hardcore New Yorker. We got thick skin over here. So you think you get little reads online that's supposed to scare me? Bitch, pull up. Because we can fight. We can take it to the streets. And I won't hear nothing about no damn lawsuit. So it's like, you come up in my face, be aware of the wrath of the repercussions of the shit you try to do. So play if you want. But on the other hand, I feel like the footage that we got from Daily Mail, unless y'all got footage of her buying the liquor, because that's where twisted tea, that shit is nasty, by the way. That's like drinking Four Loko. Um, if y'all didn't see her put the stuff to her mouth and drink it, then why are we sitting up in here talking about it? Now, who knows? Maybe the bodyguard, because there are people who are enablers, and when you on the payroll, he probably did buy that for her, paid for it, and when they got to driving in the streets, she took a couple of sips. So she probably was out there drinking. But if according to the reports, I believe she has to take I don't know if she has to get tested for alcohol, whatever the case is. I don't know if that's a risk you want to take where you want to be out here still doing a little drugs and things of that nature, because you do have to get tested for that. And if you violate your probation that you're on, sis, you're going to jail. And y'all talking about she can't handle prison. Well, she need to get her addictions in order if this is what allegedly is going on. Because if you can't get it together, sis, you gonna be in the clink clink. And I don't know if you want to deal with that, because you don't want some old big bulldagger, 300-pound bulldagger named Tiny as your roommate. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regarding Britney and the fact of her erratic alleged behavior at a restaurant where Jeff Snyder spilled this tea, and also the whole her going shopping in a liquor store with her bodyguard and her assistant, and then basically trying to make it seem like she was acting erratic in there, when according to the footage, it just looked like she was just walking around while she was with her assistant and the bodyguard while they were shopping for whatever it was they need. She got a little candy. He got his Four Loko, well, not Four Loko, his twisted tea, and they went about their business. So I definitely want to hear from y'all in regards to this matter. Let me know what your overall thoughts are on this story in the comments down below.